Forever. Dog.
When your first choice is a big old bus,
You turn around and boom,
you end up with a sloppy seconds.
oh, diva. Our number is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspod@gmail.com. Now on with the show. Are you ready for some sloppy seconds, you stupid little fucks, you nasty little fucks, you stupid little sloppy little fucks? I'm Big Dipper and that's Meatball, and welcome to Sloppy Seconds. I hope you're all using a lot of lube and a loose grip.
Don't do this again.
Okay.
I have to air a grievance with you, which
What
is
happened?
a text message I received from you not 25 minutes ago.
I don't know what we're... Oh, I remember.
You accused both me
no
and...
No accusations were made, honey.
Me and Will, you accused us of incorrectly editing Tuesday's episode.
Oh, right. I just remembered that text message I sent less than 25 minutes ago.
Uh-huh.
I came onto this and I started our Zoom meeting with our producer by saying, I think we should all apologize for what happened this morning.
But there's nothing that we did wrong.
I know, but we could
really
all just...
came out of left field.
We could all just apologize.
I'm sorry you were mistaken.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's all, and I'm
That was a
sorry
smart
that I
apology.
too was mistaken. But in my defense, the order in which the things were placed in the editing
We thought
were moved.
Meatball accused us of not including everyone that we named as part of Alaska's pageant on Tuesday's episode,
Yes.
as if we cut out a certain name and then that would be considered shady, which it didn't even happen. So the fact that you accused
because
us
the name
of
was
it,
there. But what did happen was I dead named that performer, so we had to edit out their
And
old
re-put in
drag
their
name
name.
and then re-put it in, and so we moved it. Anyway, I'm just happy to be here. We have a wonderful guest. No one did anything wrong. I certainly am not at fault.
no one did
for
anything
that
wrong.
happened.
Just a peek behind the curtain. That's all that was. Just a peek behind the curtain.
I did get a text back that was like, hey, you need to do some research before you send me yelling at people. And to which I say, never.
But I will say that's good to know that you have me in your corner, because you were like, this is wrong. I picked up the phone and I was like, Will, you fucked up. You fucked up. Like, I called him immediately and I was like,
you've always been in my corner. Remember that one time I showed up to the airport with the wrong plane ticket and the wrong airline? And I said, you have to call this man and tell him that I am not flying to his state today. And then later we found out it was just the wrong airline. And I had to, what a mess.
What a mess. Are you ready?
I am ready.
We'll be right back
after this break.
Do you want to improve your sleep? Well, listen up and get a Helix.
Whether you sleep on your side, your back, your stomach, Helix makes premium mattresses that are designed to fit your specific sleep style.
You know, now that it's spring, why not upgrade your sleep game and get a Helix mattress?
And you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you that they have a mattress for you with over 20 different styles and models for you to sleep on. I love sleep. I can't get enough of it.
And I love my Helix mattress. So ever since I got the big and tall, I know we go on and on about it, but it's a perfect fit for me. I haven't had a mattress before that I was able to select a model from, and I'm so happy I got to do that with Helix.
And I, too, have the big and tall model, and it's perfect for my big and tall body. I loved it so much, I got a second one from a guest room.
True.
Yes, baby. And the people are sleeping great in there when they eventually do sleep in there.
Best of all, Helix delivers right to your door with free shipping in the US, and you can get 120-night sleep trial to make sure that it's right for you.
You also get peace of mind because Helix mattresses are backed by a limited lifetime warranty and have been recognized by experts at places like Forbes and Wired. And me. I am a sleep expert too.
Period. Go to helixsleep.com/sloppy to get up to 27% off site-wide during their Memorial Day sale.
That's helixsleep.com/sloppy, and make sure you enter sloppy seconds after checkout so that they know that we sent you.
helixsleep.com/sloppy.
Get yourself a Helix.
Okay, something about me. I love shopping. If you love shopping too, you have to check out Rakuten.
And all you have to do is shop, 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 shop. And with Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy.
Exactly.
Shop.
Homeware, daily essentials, jeans. We're talking eBay, CVS, and even Levi's.
Ooh, so I can buy a vintage couch, tons of paper towels, and grab a new pair of jeans and still get cash back.
And that's not all. You can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
But Big Dipper, how does this magic work?
Well, I'll tell you. Rakuten is paid by partner stores to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to you, the member.
Rakuten is so real for that.
Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. Don't you want to become one of them?
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app and start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today. We all have days when we want to eat well, but just don't have the time or the energy to plan, shop, and cook.
That's exactly where Factor comes in. They deliver fully prepared meals designed by dietitians and crafted by chefs right to your door.
With Factor, you can stay on track with your nutrition goals, whether that's high protein, balanced meals, or overall wellness, without any extra effort.
The meals are fresh, never frozen, and ready in just 2 minutes, which makes it easy to fit into your routine.
You know, I love coming home after a long day and having a tasty and filling Factor meal. It's waiting for me, and I don't have to worry about shopping. It's quick and easy, and one less thing I need to think about when I get home.
You know, I'm feral for fish right now, and I always get my fix with Factor. I recently had their scampi-styled shrimp and salmon, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint.
So get Factor today and start enjoying delicious and nutritious meals.
Head to factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50 off and use code sloppyseconds50 off to get 50% off and free daily greens per box with new subscription only, while supplies last until September 27th, 26. See website for more details.
That's factormeals.com/sloppyseconds50, like the number, off. Sloppy Seconds 50 off.
That was Lady Gaga at the, inauguration.
Okay, we are back, and I am so excited to have with us political pundit, rapper, entertainer, highly opinionated, unbelievably talented. It's the Secretary of Shade, a.k.a. Uncle Lulu, a.k.a. DDM!
Ow, 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 ow.
What's going on, y'all? How you feeling?
Great, how are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, as good as you can be doing in these times, but I can't complain.
So we hopped on here and you were like, I'm going to try to quote you exactly. You were like, you know, there's a lot of snow here, so I'm at the house watching my shows. Thinking about my life.
Yes.
What are your current shows? What are you watching right now?
Okay, so I'm almost finished Lupin. Is really good. I mean, Netflix, she's a quantity over quality girl. She gets like a couple of quality programs a year. I did like Bridgerton a lot. I'm actually, anybody who knows me knows Britney, so I'm actually watching Doctor Who's new season, and I'm rewatching Torchwood. Not the first 2 seasons because they were terrible, but the 3rd and the 4th season. And I've really gotten into wrestling since the pandemic. Yes. Yeah,
like
I'm
wrestling programs.
Like WWF.
Yes, like I have the t-shirts and everything. Like I have favorites. like I am, and it's this new girl, Bianca Belair, who I absolutely love. She won the Royal Rumble this year, so I was pressed about that. Yeah, I'm WWE, AEW. I am like in there.
That's so fun.
I know nothing about that world.
I don't watch a single one of those shows.
Yeah, like a friend of mine, she was like, yeah, Undertaker's retiring this year. And I had watched wrestling since like 2001, right? And
Right.
like, so I turned it on and it was like, oh my God, all of the people who I liked are like ancient now. Like they have gray hair. It was like kind of like traumatic for me. It was very triggering because I was like, hey, Matt Hardy, I remember when you were like the young people. Now you're like old. It was like so crazy. It was like my whole youth is just going down the dumpster.
One thing that I have always so we met years ago in Baltimore, like at a
Yes.
gig. Something probably I think we were both performing at. One thing I've always been impressed by you is like, it's a cliche, but like peeling back the layers of the onion, you have these like deep pockets of interest. Like we had known each other. We were talking about music. We're talking about all this stuff. And then all of a sudden you would just sort of like reveal, like, I never knew you were so like politically minded, and you were like, oh yeah, I get up every day and I read the whole newspaper. You were like, I go get my coffee and sit and read the whole newspaper. And you're such a good you're like an informed consumer. Like, you know everything about the albums that you're obsessed with. You know everything about the wrestlers that you're into. Like, you have just such an expansive mind. I've always been so impressed with like how deeply you can get into things.
Thank you. The thing is, sometimes I feel like I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. Like I feel like I like so many things, and I was raised that human beings aren't one-dimensional, so I've always been a very 3D kind of person, and I like a lot of different things. I think that as a society, especially in music and entertainment, we are trained to be singularly focused. It's like, if you're not singularly focused on this, then you don't want it enough, or you don't like it enough. And we're trained to look at people in such a one-dimensional way, and it's really not fair, and it doesn't do justice to the human experience to live and think that way.
That's so interesting, because we just had our tarot cards read on this podcast a few weeks ago, and both of us got the same card. She did a
Seven
quick
of Cups, divas.
3-card reading and then reshuffled them in 3-card. We both got the 7 of Cups, which is about juggling a lot of things, like in your head. So I don't know. That really. Do you find that
right now, because you have so much free time? Or I don't really know if you have a ton of free time, but are you able to juggle more or take on stuff that you haven't had a chance to take on?
Yes and no. In the beginning, there was a lot of pressure to. Here's how COVID went. In the beginning, it was like, I think it was fun for us. Like, it was like, oh my God, it's a plague. It's Independence Day. Let me go to the market and buy everything. And oh my God, and
let me learn how to bake bread.
Right. It's like, oh my God. And then, like, after, I want to say the first 3 months, when the summer started to hit, people got annoyed, because I think in our minds, and I was guilty of this too, we thought that, oh, this is going to be like camp and it'll be like over by summer.
Yes.
And that's not how it panned out.
That's not how it pandemicked out.
In that time, I've never been the type of person to get to know my neighbors and stuff like that. And like over the summer, like I was actually sitting on the steps, because I live on a very East Coast inner city block with a stoop, sitting on the steps, getting to know my neighbors. We coming out at 7:00 in the night, getting drunk, just in the gutter. I'm learning how to, make fake wrestling belts in the house and all this stuff. I started writing different music, but then not to ramble, there came this depression period, because where you're not doing anything, because that lack of human interaction, and especially being a single person. I'm a single person. I live alone, so I don't have anything to bounce off of. And it started to get to me where I wasn't doing literally anything. And you start gaining your COVID-19 or your COVID-40 or your
That one.
COVID-30, whatever it is she gained. And life became real and exhausting. So yes and no. Was I productive in the beginning? Yes. Towards the end, well, in that middle section, absolutely not.
Well, I'm curious. Okay, I saw something on your social media in the summer, or maybe it was the spring. You were a part of a traveling like mini concert where you went to and performed out front of people's homes.
Yes. I felt like I was doing hospice care. You know how you go in church, like in Baptist churches. My grandmother, she Eastern Star Baptist Church down, and used to go visit the sick and shut and like drop off plates and stuff to their house. That's what I felt like I was doing. Now, granted, they did it for a fee. It was compensation.
There you
but
go.
Basically, what we would do, they would go online. It was through a local collective and art company here, Creative Alliance. And they would go online, book my time. All of my slots sold out. It made me feel good about my little area.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
My slot sold out within a day. I was like, all right. And so like I got me a little speaker microphone, and they send you your itinerary. You show up at people's house and you perform. Probably it's about 10-15 minutes. It's nothing super extravagant. And the tips were great. I'm not gonna lie, after a while I was like over it, because it was like this is giving tour assist, and it's like not like no like
you said, where's the tour bus? Where's the hotel? Where's the fruit plate in the dressing room?
But the people, one thing I love about this city and where I'm from, I've lived here my whole life, is that the people are very blue collar. They do galvanize like a community in these times. In the COVID era specifically, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. While we did have high numbers, it wasn't as bad as some of the big cities. Like being in a place that's a small town masquerading as a big city really proved to be valuable in this time.
I want to place you in the world for our listeners, which is, you make music. You're very prolific. You've had, you've gone by multiple names, lots of different music projects. But I remember one thing you told me when we first met, because, my whole thing when I started making music was, I'm like, slap the word gay on it. Any given time, like label me up so that people can search me out and find me. You were rapping and writing and doing things before you were publicly out. And correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you come out in a battle that was filmed and then it like did the rounds on World Star? Is that true?
Yes, that was before like URL and Smack became a whole industry.
Right.
That was back around 2010, 2011, somewhere around there. And part of me, the media ham and whore in me was like, damn, bitch, if you'd have did that in 2016, your numbers would be even better, because the way shit go viral now. But in 2010, sis, it was like we was just coming off MySpace. It wasn't lit like it was now. And Instagram ain't exist. I was like, shit. But no, I did come out in the battle, and then subsequently came out post that. So yeah, it's my life has been really documented via my music and social media for sure.
Yeah, and your I love the album you have that's called Beautiful Gowns.
Yes.
Beautiful Gowns, which we all love that reference. And then you recently also came out with, is that album or EP, The Ballad of Omar?
Ballad of Omar, it's more of an EP. We put that out in March 20.
There you go.
March, May 20.
In the pandemic.
Watch your videos on your YouTube, which is What is the name of your YouTube?
Secretary of Shade.
The Secretary of Shade, Miss Mama.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I watched like all the videos that you had up last night, and I want to talk about your fashions, your looks, the nails, the hair. Where are you getting all of these things? Are they custom made?
Actually, jack of all trades, master of none, right? So I was a photographer's assistant for about 3 years, and I had been reading Vogue secretly, Harper's Bazaar, Douche, all of the foreign fashion magazines for many,
Hold
many
on.
years.
There's
Wait
a
a
foreign
minute,
fashion
wait.
magazine called Douche?
La
Yeah, it's like
douche?
Douche Dutch, something around there. But anyway, I had been reading
Douchey.
Shown magazine, all of
Douche.
those mags, right? And so for me, a lot of my looks come from my imagination. Also, too, having a mom who's a history buff, I time travel for inspiration and how I put a look together. So
Yes.
even with like, let's say the Stop My Bag video, and I actually
With
did
the
a little
chain
kind
link?
of behind the look,
Ooh.
right?
Oh,
That
yeah.
was like a
And the cape,
amalgamation
mama.
of different periods, and also to being a plus size person, there's a lot of dress rehearsals that go with that. So I have to, when I put together a look and construct it, especially for a visual, I think, what kind of silhouette is this going to create? Is it going to make me look not per se bigger, but is it going to be flattering? Is it going to give me a fashion aesthetic? So because of my size and my build, and also you have to take your look into effect. I have a very
Mhm.
ethnic West African look because my lineage and my ancestors come from Nigeria. So I have to take that into effect in how my features sit, what's going to work with those features, and what I can actually sell and is believable to the viewer. So it's a lot that goes into how I put them together.
Let me tell you,
That's
that's
so
probably way
incredible.
more thought than other people do when they put clothes on their body.
Well,
But that's why everything you wear
And now-
works.
Now, are the nails a West African influence, or is that just something you stumbled on yourself?
Oh no, that's around the way,
Yeah.
girl.
Look at those
Don't play.
claws.
That's around the way, girl. Realness. I have been painting my nails for forever. And when I did Beautiful Gowns for the release show, I was like, I want to do something special. I want something great because I had played Eveline in The Wiz in the local production here.
Oh, wow.
Back in like 17. And so I wanted to do something really
No bad news.
right, exactly.
How do
So
you
I got
find
the
the
acrylic.
time?
Well, here's one thing. I wasn't even going to bring it up, but also when we met, we were talking about all of these projects and all these things that you're working on and all these inspirations, and you were connected to some like artist collective and a studio and the whole thing. And then you were like, yeah, but I got to work on Monday. And I was like, what's that now? And
Yeah.
you've been holding full-time jobs forever?
Years. I work for the power company here in Maryland. I work literally from 8 a.m. To about 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Thankfully I can work from home now.
Right.
But if I don't work, especially being a queer artist who hasn't went viral in the new era, for the way that I like to present in my mind, it costs money.
Right.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And like all of those videos y'all see, all of those looks that get created, not one person had paid for that. My 9 to 5, the electric company, that's the label. Okay.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the label. So in addition to having to pay for my living, I have to pay for these things, and also too, I have my YouTube income, which isn't a lot of money,
Right.
because YouTube AdSense ain't giving what it used to,
Girl.
but it's still something. It'll pay a couple bills a month, which I'm thankful for. And then the people who watch my show will send in super chats and cash at me and things like that. But yes, I do work a full-time job. I do on average about 52 to 60 hours a week at work. And then
Does that make you
usually
feel
my
productive,
songwriting-
Meatball?
No. I got 3 hours of work done yesterday, and I was like, there, I did it. I fucking did it. Someone come and tell me otherwise.
Are you are you always then writing music in your free time?
I write based on I right now I'm in a place where I write based on feeling. The project that I'm working on right now for when the world reopens is very much a referendum on the habits of human beings, emotions, everything, everyday situations that we go to, but also what does aging look like from a queer perspective, a Black perspective, in hip hop medium when you haven't made it yet. And
Ooh.
that's something that I think has been uncharted. And
Mm-hmm.
I find that here's the thing, Dipper. If DDM doesn't make it to the level that he would like to, I would like to hope that what I'm doing right now is creating a roadmap for how the next kid can successfully navigate his future
Okay.
and skip some of the steps and some of the mistakes that I have made over the years. So at this point, I don't care about a record deal. I've sat in major offices within the last 2 or 3 years and gotten every excuse in the book. But they like me because they saw them numbers. They like it, but it's like,
Well,
we don't know
fuck
yet.
numbers. They play one of your songs. They hear your voice, your lyrics, your ability. I mean, you're such an amazing writer. And you're a fucking powerhouse on stage. So like,
Thank you.
but I understand the fear of the industry. What I think this leads to another question, which I know, Meatball, I'm like, we're so involved in this like music conversation.
That's
but
fine.
What I wanted to
I'm
say
gonna
is
ask about Omarosa in a minute.
you talked about the idea of had you gone viral in 2016, there's this whole new generation of making music that is literally people are making music for TikTok. Hey, can we make a song that doesn't need to be longer than a minute? You know what I mean?
Right.
Can we make a song that has lyrics that equal a dance that then we can turn into a viral thing on TikTok? And even if you do that, that thing won't take hold unless you're able to talk to someone directly at TikTok and be like, push this algorithm through, push this hashtag through, like make this the Corvette challenge, make this the Bussa challenge, whatever. I know there is still room for all of that to be organically had, but the directive is very different. People sit down and they go, I want to make something for that. And what I respect about what you do and what I still consider what I do is like, I'm doing it from an artistic standpoint. I'm making something that feels like the creative outlet about representation, about, putting art into the world. And then if I want to market it in a way that includes all of these other things, that's great. But, look, neither of us have a big record deal. Neither of us have millions upon millions of followers and views and listens and like whatever. You know what I mean? So I think I don't know. I find it fascinating.
I love that you're saying that you're like kind of making a path for other people to follow, because I mean, for drag, there's no like end line. There's no finish line, there's nothing that you can achieve where you're like, I've finally done this. So it's interesting to watch how all the different drag queens are coming up and like which path they're choosing to follow. So it's fun to see like people that are like, oh, going the comedy route. Oh, I'm going to do a spoken word number, do this. And then will message me and be like, what an inspiration. Thank you. I looked up to you. And it's just fun. It's so lovely.
It's so fun to just try to be a mentor for the children.
You try.
But then you want to kill them too, because they're so fucking annoying. I hate TikTok.
It's interesting. I kind of cringe. At least from a local aspect, because I've reached that point in my journey where, I'm in the club with 20-year-olds and they're like, oh my God, DDM, you're a legend. And I hate that legend word. I absolutely hate it.
Do you prefer icon?
That's even worse.
Okay.
Because I feel like and I tell the kids, I think one of the realest thing I tell people, I say, I'm not there yet. I've just been doing it longer,
Right.
Mhm.
So yes, if we're in a competition, like if we Netflix did a rap competition, I may do better than you. In this climate, you may do better than me because there's certain technological advantages that you have over me. Yes, I can learn the software and learn the platform, you run into them. There's a difference.
Right.
I think it's reflected on Drag Race because what I love about her is Tamisha Iman reminds me very much of the black seasoned drag queens that you see in the hole in the wall bars
Mhm.
who will cut you, beat your ass, and then go do a number like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That's what she give, and that relates in so many ways because I think part of that is you have a new generation who is groomed for television, and you have a prior generation that was groomed for living. And so when you put those
Oh.
two energies together, it presents because to some of these kids, everything is a show, and they don't. It's like, oh, girl, this is TV, or this is social media, girl. I'm doing it for this. But then you have someone like a Tamisha, or even myself to a certain degree, that's like, sis, no, you're trying it, and I'm going to walk up on you, and you're not going to expect that, and you're going to keep moving away because, like, I might pop you. So it's a different.
So what I'm
it's
hearing is
very
that you're
different.
Team Tamisha.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Because Meatball's Team Candy, so watch out.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, girl.
Well,
You-
after hearing what you said, I prefer someone who, well, I prefer Candy in that situation because it was for TV and she was giving TV.
And
Right.
she was
She
on a
knew that.
TV show.
And she's on a TV show giving TV. But from the standpoint where you're coming from, I mean, clearly Candy should not have screamed and threatened to punch an old dude like Tamisha. Like, no, that's wrong. But it was very good TV.
Oh, Rue earned her Emmy off that episode.
Oh,
that
for
was
sure!
that was the Emmy. That was
That
the Emmy.
And and they'll never forget it. And they did the absolute least, They said,
Yeah.
don't bully our girls on Instagram. And so also, because of Candy Muse, RuPaul's Drag Race has ended bullying.
Yeah, they
That's what I-
finally
that's the
stepped up
takeaway.
to end bullying. Good for them.
And we'll be right back after this break.
We are back.
Good morning, Baltimore. Now, you know what I love about Baltimore is the crabs. Now, I've performed.
Crabs.
Yeah. Crab cake.
Crabs?
Yeah.
You eat seafood in Baltimore?
Yes, every time I go to Baltimore, I go and get seafood. And I'm
Okay.
usually there with some, Washington Heights, the drag queen.
Oh yeah. I don't know Washington Heights, but definitely familiar. I've been to the show.
Yes, she's flown me out there with a couple other girls before, and we always go and get crabs. Where's your favorite place to get a crab cake?
Favorite crab cake, that would have to be Coco. It's several. Coco's, G&M used to be good. Moe's is okay. Yeah, and I like Nick's Fish House on Insulated Drive by the water. But those would be the ones.
That sentence just sounds Nick's Fish House on Insulated Drive by the water.
By the
that
water.
just sounds like an East Coast sentence. You know
It's
what I
gonna be
mean?
delicious too. You can tell too. Closer to the water, it's fresher.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
And my second question is: Have you ever seen Wicked?
I've never seen it, but I should have. I know the premise.
Oh no! Do you know the song? Do you know? Ooh ah!
No, I feel like my theater queen status is getting revoked. I just got some points on my license.
But you did
Dipper.
play Eveline. Like,
Yeah,
that is,
so you
you
were
know
in
what I
the
mean?
Wiz. You eased on down that road.
No, girl, they eased on down the road to her.
Mm-hmm.
How big
Yes.
was the dress when you
Yeah.
played Eveline?
It was a different kind of look. I had kind of like a bustle kind of moment that was open in the front, corset, and like this netted sleeve because I was like, we not gonna have my ham arms out. And I had on some Mary J. Blige knee boots
Yes.
and a liquid legging.
Oh, a liquid legging. Did you
Yeah.
do the Mary J. Stomp dance?
I didn't, but it was definitely giving MJB realness with the boot. It had knee boots with a little fur moment on the inside.
Ah! Not
Oh!
for the fur.
You gotta work, bitch.
All right, let's talk about politics because
You're
I
very
remember
political.
following you on social media, and was it during the 2016 election when things really started, or it was like 2018 after he'd been in office for a bit?
Yeah, 2018 was around the time when it happened. And it was, what's so interesting. Khalees has a song where she said, God closes windows. Next thing you know, he opens doors. And I was disappointed because I had worked on a full project, soundtrack to a shopping mall, and
Yes.
at the last minute I couldn't get all of the beats signed off on. It was a whole thing with that project, and I had did a whole show for it and everything, and I was just very disappointed and depressed. And I was at work one day. I'll never forget. It was a day in August, and Omarosa said, she was doing a press junket for a book, and she had receipts, and I was like, "Oh, this is intriguing." So I went down to the Barnes and Noble on lunch, and got the book, and I was like, "I'm gonna read some of this tonight online." I'm like, "Oh, about 5 or 6 people will listen to it. Me and a few friends will have a chuckle, and we'll laugh." So I read the book and I go to sleep. It was about like 100 views. I got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It was at like 10,000. When I went to work that morning, it was like 30,000. And before you know it, it was the whole thing. Next thing you know, I'm doing interviews on political news sites. And Omarosa had reached out to me. She called me while I was at work. My coworkers lost their minds. I got invited to the Congressional Black Caucus. And Omarosa to this day still talks to me. She sends me messages. Like she came to Baltimore to film my segment for Secretary of Shade. Was not, high end or anything. She came with her publisher and her hairstylist. And that was it. And I mean, yeah.
That's so crazy.
You were reading it on Facebook Live?
Yeah, I was just doing it on Facebook Live. And I still do it. It's so funny. I started out reading the books, and then after Omarosa books, it was like, read Michelle Obama book, read Bob Woodard's book, and then it evolved into me breaking down weekly news for Facebook. And the thing is, it's very much a hobby for me. It's not something that I look into and be like, oh, I have to produce this show. In the beginning, I did try to produce a highly select show, and people didn't like it. And it was interesting to me. I said, so you mean to tell me I can literally sit in my damn living room with a lamp light and people will listen to it? And fast forward, going on 3 years now, we're entering our third year. My subscribers continue to grow. We had almost 21,000 on YouTube subs. For big political events, I'll have probably up to about 2,000 per episode watching live.
So what did you think about the inauguration?
I thought it was as great as it could be. I will say this, I tell people this all the time. no matter what you think, Trump is a game-changing president. He has forever recalibrated the scope for how we view things and how we as a country do them.
Mhm.
I think the entire country, and part of the reason why my YouTube became so successful and why even now I got a cabinet meeting to film tonight at 7 o'clock that they like, all right, we ain't seen you in 2 weeks. And I think it's because the whole country had a civics lesson.
Yeah.
We literally got worst case scenarioed about everything in our
Wow.
American
Wow,
government. And you have kids, it went from, let's say, 7 years ago, people like swing state, what is that? To fast forward, you have women in the grocery store talking about, they still got 30,000 votes in Broward County. Now, once those votes come in, 70% going to be Democratic, so they probably going to get about 30% of this.
Right,
That is so true.
And here's the thing: Trump is the worst president in our lifetime. That goes without saying. But at the same time, I think what he did was show Americans in America that there is still a lot of work left to be done in this country, and that, by all means, America is a big social experiment. When you look at the history of the world, it's mostly tribal. You have Asia, you have Africa, you have, native lands and things like that. In America, especially being one of the youngest democracies, and it may not even end up being one of the long lasting when you look at the Asian dynasties and the Roman Empire and things like that. The American dynasty, so to speak, or empire, is only about 400 going on 500 years old, maybe. So that's pretty young in the history and in the scope of the world of empires, so to speak. And it's a big social experiment because you have it's like King's Landing if you watch Game of Thrones. It's all of these people from different places trying to coexist, navigate cultural customs, and be this beacon of hope and this shining city on the hill to empires that have been around longer than we had buildings.
Wow.
So
Damn.
it's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, and who said we're the beacon of hope? We did. We're like,
no one.
Yeah.
we are the best. We are the beacon. Everyone looked to us, but it's like, who else is saying that, though?
Well, we were, and our money and our weapons still to a certain degree dictate that.
Right.
But, sometimes I think now it's the board has been changed a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot. And I always tell people when they ask me about what my biggest fear was with the Trump presidency, I said it wasn't about anything domestic, because I feel like we can get past that. But the damage that you do on a global scale is largely irreversible. And I think it was very irresponsible, especially for Trump supporters. We're like, oh, we need to take it home. Screw our global policy. Well, sis, you can't really do that, because what'll happen is if you say that, eventually the ants will overtake the elephant. And you don't want to have a situation where your allies are like, well, sis, we can't help you. Britain is not that big. It's not the size of China.
And they're dealing with their own
Russia.
shit, too.
Yeah, they have
Right.
everyone's got their own shit going on.
Canada ain't gonna help but so much. You done did dirt to Mexico, which is at your bottom. You're not nice to Haiti, so you gotta think about that. And anybody who says that global policy doesn't matter is thinking in a very insular way, and it's very dangerous.
Yeah. Also very American.
Yep, that's our whole judge.
To think
Not to
both
sideline
insularly and
the
dangerous. Yes.
conversation, but no, what do we think about Ellie Imhoff or Elle Imhoff? Is she a fashion model? Will she be serving?
Who is it?
Kamala's
Daughter of Kamala.
Yeah. Who
that
wore the
everyone's
jacket?
like, she's amazing work. And I was like, she wore one jacket.
Yeah, but when you're the vice president's daughter. That's all it takes.
Anyway, now we're moving on to our next segment, which is Fuck
Fuck Talk!
It's a segment where we tell an embarrassing sexual story from our past. Or it could be funny, or it could be wild, or it could be kooky.
Yeah. It could be triumphant, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any fun ones?
Since I've known you, you've always been like, well, I'm single. Yeah, I'm single. But then when we start talking about sex, you have this person and this person and all these little trysts. So
I have moments.
She's single but active.
You have individual moments, no relationships.
I have moments. I have been single for 13 years. Part of it is by choice.
We want to hear about a moment or two.
A moment. Okay. So, let's see.
Because you also... Okay, yeah.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, you've told me a handful of stories about some straight men in your life, so...
Oh, well, yeah. You know, my whole Ballad of Omar is about going through that. But, I think one interesting encounter was... actually, this was like a friend with benefits who I've known for like 10 years, and I just cut off, believe it or not. Ooh. And the first time that I met him... I lived in the city. He lives in the county, in Baltimore County, which is just outside the city. And I go to his house, which, first of all, gay people live a life on the edge. We will travel to somebody's home who we've never been to at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, we live life on the edge, honey. And so we I had my homegirl drop me off. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I go up in the apartment complex. I knock on the door. He answered the door. He all quiet, and I'm like, "Oh dear, what's going on?" So we go, and we get started. And he's a chaser. I've always dealt with very thin men. I love thick men, but they just don't like me for the most part. So I tend to get along very well with tall, lanky men. Plus, they know how to navigate all of my crevices and nooks and crannies.
Yes, they do. And you can toss them around a little.
So, we do it, and it was kind of interesting because he had came really, really fast. Like, he was like, my thing is, a lot of times these men will say, oh, I'm long-winded. Okay, I will turn your long wind into a short breeze, my dear. But let's figure it out.
Oh!
And so, we're doing it, and it's so funny because we're doing it, and he playing Young. This was when Young Jeezy was hot. He playing Young Jeezy, all of the typical stereotype things. So, he came really fast, and then afterwards, he's like, "Can you hold me?" And I'm like, "You just was playing Young Jeezy. You giving me all of this." And this was when I realized that everything is phony. It's all fake. Everything. This is gay sexual roles on the WWE. It's all staged. It's all scripted. It's all fake. Because all of us have a little fairy in us. It's all about how you want to present it. And I was just thrown back by that. And it was interesting for me because one thing that I find interesting about my sexual encounters is that I think I scare a lot of the men that I have been with because, oh God, I'm trying to say this is supposed to be funny. Sorry.
No, this is we love all conversation.
I think I scare them because I force people to have conversations of substance. And it's not even because I'm consciously doing that, but that's just how my mind thinks. And what happens is the reason why I have so many trysts, to your point, Dipper, is because I typically scare guys away. When they find out that I have a brain and that I can mentally challenge them, I start asking them questions and making them think about their life in a way that they didn't really want to do. And so as a result, they'd be like I had this one guy, he messaged me, he was like, you're a nice guy, but the nails are just not masculine for me. And I said, that's fine. Good luck with your book. I wish you the very best. But that's why you're 50 and by yourself.
I was gonna
Do you
ask.
get that? Do people not want to hook up with you because of the nails often, or just rarely?
I was gonna say
tend to
people
skew-
probably like the way they look around the dick.
Yes. No, young people, no problem. Like I get hit on by a lot of, young guys, 22, 23. Their view on sexuality and things is just different. The
Right.
older
They're all
guys,
just holes.
right? The older guys, they be all, I don't know, and this, that, and the third. But my sexual encounters, I ain't even gonna lie, and I never really speak about it a lot, but I think I have great sex. I always smell good. I feel like you should always present yourself a certain way. We smell like a bakery. I always have a good candle going. I'm going to give you a passionate encounter because that's just who I am. It gives that. Look at the material. It gives that. It gives that. I had broke down, like, I got this one young man who, like, it went from we just hook it up. And see, that's the thing. If we just hook it up, that's fine with me. I'm good. The reality is my partner has to be someone who can watch drag race and at the same time watch Ravens games with me. I'm not asking you to be a pillar of masculinity or anything like that. I'm asking you to be an individual and to be able to support my individuality.
Yeah.
What I needed someone to watch Drag Race and That's So Raven with me.
Oh,
because we get it.
Ooh. That was post my era. I was a Nickelodeon Snick kid.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, Meatball is just a few years younger than us.
I'm a baby.
She said, I'm a baby. Yeah, preparing, we've talked about this before because back when more things were open and I was running around from gentleman to gentleman, I would, talk about scheduling. Oh yeah, I have a window tomorrow from 3:00. I'll be leaving Hollywood and I can come by your house.
Ma'am.
And Meatball would always be like, like, why do you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But here is one thing. You said, prepare yourself. You smell good, like all of that. For me, I'm not trying to say that I have bad hygiene, but like when I'm in the work mode, I'm not lotioning every inch of my body. I don't shave my neck every single day because I'm like focused on the shit I'm doing. So if I know I'm gonna bring my body over to someone, I'm going to be like, the worst thing is like
Bring your body over to someone.
the worst thing is you're like going down on someone.
Home.
Leave my mind at home. I'm gonna bring my body over. But the worst thing is you're like going down on someone or whatever, and you start like rubbing your hands, and then you like get to the dry patch, and you're like, oh, so you didn't lotion there? Like you don't have like you know what I mean? And so that's why to me, when you schedule the appointment, it's a reminder to be at your tip top. And especially right now, I think a lot of people are skipping some of the daily hygiene moments that we would normally do.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like going a couple of days without a shower. But going back to your story, I remember one time a long time ago, this guy on, I forget what app it was, but he wouldn't hook up with me because he like went to my personal Instagram and saw that I did drag, like had a drag account. And he was like, oh no, I just don't want to have sex with you because you're a drag queen. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not showing up to your house in drag. Like, I'm not going to be in drag when I'm there. Like, you were interested in me up until you saw one part of my personality. And I guess he just thought too queeny or something. But I was like, how could you live your life like this? Of course he was older.
They're always older. I think part of me feels sorry for those guys, and I definitely understand where they're coming from. The other part of me just doesn't have time for it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never met a piece of penis that was worth my personal sanity and development.
Put that on a t-shirt.
I did the one.
I've never done it, and I've sent people home. I sent a man home in an ice storm. I have no problem sending you home. You want to hear a funny story?
Stay the night?
Absolutely not. The nighttime
Thank
stay
you.
that's for like real tea. So I had this one gentleman, he came over and we hooked up or whatever. First off, it wasn't even good. Like we had hooked up before, but like your penis was on a decline. So it wasn't giving, it was no passion, it was no nothing. So I'm like, all right, you came, not me, fine. So he like passing out on the bed. He like, oh, it's like late at night, right? So he trying to do the whole, I'm just so tired thing. I gave you a warning twice. The third time you had like you ain't hear me. So I said, okay. So I get up on this is a funny story out this bitch. So I get up on the side of my bed, I put my sweatpants on and I'm watching Making the Cut with Naomi Hardy and Tim Gunn.
Mhm.
And so what a lot of people don't know is I'm an avid supporter of the Second Amendment, and I am a licensed gun owner. Okay. I own several firearms, and I keep a 380, a 6-hour P238 by my bed in my dresser drawer. It's a pretty little thing. So I'm like, okay, you don't want to get out. So I get up on the side of my bed, and I start loading the clip in my 380.
Not just loading it up.
I swear before God, I start putting it in, and he heard the sound, and he like, "What you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm just, I like to be secure at night. I'm just putting the bullets in the magazine. I'm just loading up. It's a 6-shooter. It ain't nothing big. It's something that get you out in the nick of time." And he like, all right. I know one thing. His ass started getting up and get his clothes on.
Oh
Yes, I'm sure he did.
God.
He wasn't tired. No. Okay? I don't play with people, but that's another thing too. Like I feel like gay people are people, and like I go out hunting, I do trap shooting. I've recently gotten into hunting deer. We did that. We went out into the woods and the mountains and got into hunting and things like that. And it's just something that I enjoy doing. And I like knowing that if need be, I can protect myself and I know how the things work. And I tell people all the time, I say, even if you don't like guns, you should at least have the basic knowledge of how they work, especially in the times that we're living in.
Mhm.
So yeah, he got his ass up. He called the Uber and he was gone.
And you got
Nobody
back to
stays over my house.
Heidi, Naomi, and Tim
I
Gunn.
Making the cut.
I bet those nails look nice, just like right on the side of a gun.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm like, if you look at my Instagram, like I have so many women, like from my workouts to when I go to the gun range and things like that. So many women, even in my gym, because I hired a personal trainer, who like, oh my God, they're like, because my real name is Emmanuel. They're like, Manny, they're like, how do you do these workouts and you just don't break a nail? I said, sis, you gotta learn how to use those palms and those pads on your fingers, honey. Like you can't be, you gotta make it work,
The palms of the
I'm
back.
very
Okay.
much the Peter Griffin meme.
Yeah. That's the title. Very much the Peter Griffin meme.
That's me. I'm very much a Peter Griffin me. Okay, and then quickly before we go, I wanted to ask you about, I think it was your music video for Come Through. Because when I met you, I think you didn't have hair. You had your head shaved or something like that. But then in the music video, you had this like beautiful, like high top, angular high top. And then I remember like your hair kept changing in these videos, and I'm used to seeing hair changes and wigs, but typically they flow down or they're bigger or they're like a more like sort of feminine shape. But this was like a man's wig. This was a high top. This was a fade. This was a,
a moment.
Yeah. And literally that is seeing you in those pieces in the music videos. That's where I learned about like wigs for male hairstyles. I was like, that's an installed unit? I couldn't believe it.
Yes, it is a unit. I love challenging um stereotypes. I love warped realities. And at the
Mm.
time when I started getting my fake high tops, Stephen Thomas, who actually does Karen Huger's hair for Real Housewives of Potomac, he actually originated that for me.
Oh wow.
Um, Baltimore's a small place, and Stephen, I've known him for many years. We don't talk every day, like we're not in constant contact now. I don't want to make it like seem like that, but
Sure.
in like 2009, 2010, he made all of that hair for me, and I would go to his shop. And it would take him about it only the genius of what he does is it would only take about an hour to do
Mm.
an hour
Wow.
15 maybe. And I was like I learned it because he was doing it on himself first. And I was like, Steve, I need to have this for my video, I love it. And then he would like put blonde pieces in my hair and polka dots and all different kinds of things. So we have been doing that for years, so it's funny to see it like become mainstream now, because
Right.
like
Yeah.
that's late to us. We've been doing that.
Well, that's
Eh,
how it all goes.
Would you ever fuck in the unit while you had it installed, or were you just have it
I
for the
have.
videos?
I
Ooh.
have done it. Nobody's ever touched my hair, ever. I think people have this like, yes, horn.
Some literally a gang of cats. I'm not even kidding. 3 white cats were just like fucking with a car, and the alarm went off, and then they scampered away right out my window.
Oh my god.
Very much like
I love that.
what's the movie about the dogs and the cats in the city? The animated
Cats.
film? No.
Memories.
All right, we need to end. We're gonna end
I think
the
you're thinking
show.
of Homeward Bound.
No, the one where they're in the city. They're like city
Pets.
cats. No, not cat. No, not pets. It's an old movie, an animated film.
Oh,
It's like
all
a
dogs go to
children's-
heaven.
Yes, all dogs go to heaven.
Ah, a classic. Yeah, come
Yeah.
on, Disney Plus.
With some alley cats. All right. Well, where can people find you on the internet, sir?
You can find me everywhere at Dapper Dan Midas, on Instagram, Twitter, and you can watch Secretary of Shade, my political YouTube channel / platform, on youtube.com/Secretary of Shade. And of course, you can find all of my music on Apple Music, Spotify, all of those places that pay me 0.1 cents per stream.
Yeah.
Less than that. Less than that. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to end the episode with one of my favorite songs of yours, which is He Said, She Said.
Oh,
Ah.
yes.
So,
That music
we'll-
video slaps.
exactly. So thanks so much for everyone for listening to Sloppy Seconds. You can follow us on Instagram at SloppyPod and send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com.
Send us your email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call in with your fuck talk story to 213-536-9180. You can follow us on Instagram at Big Dipper Jelly and Spiciest Meatball, or on Twitter at Fat Drag Meatball. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which come out every Tuesday and Friday.
Okay. Bye. Enjoy
Goodbye.
this music.
Yo, call this bitch. Can you call this bitch? Call the bitch.
Which bitch? I don't know how to respond to that.
He said, she said, he said. Hold up. She said, he said, she said. Keller, got a cake baking for all you ugly bitches. And when I say bitches, that's gender non-specific. I got big boobs, cause I don't like going to the gym. Bitch, I gotta watch my shows. Housewives coming on at 10. Trunk full of ammo. Left hand chock full of stones like Thanos. Bump stock on the handle. If a nigga want war, then he better wear camo. All these imposters, checking the sauce in my pasta. Your man got that look like he played for my team. Might wanna check your roster. He said, she said, he said. Hold up. She said, he said, she said. He said, she said.
I ain't got time for no he say, she say.
She said, he said.
I ain't got time for no he say, she say.
You been talking trash. Now you on my list. Put your big old mouth on big old dick. Big old rocks on my big old wrist. Bitch, I'ma throw down. It's a showcase showdown. They see my drip, now they checking the faucet. I can't do shit till you got that deposit. Your bitch on my dick and you hurt. Missing my kids like an Amber Alert. I hit like a tag team. Beat a nigga face like a drag queen. Cause they can give combo. High heel kick for your body in a bando. He said, she said, he said. Hold up. She said, he said, she said. He said, she said.
I ain't got time for no he say, she say.
She said, he said.
I ain't got time for no he say, she say. I ain't got time for no he say, she say. I ain't got time for no he say, she say.
Doodle-doo-doo, forever dog. To listen to Sloppy Seconds ad-free and one day early, sign up for Forever Dog Plus at foreverdogpodcast.com/plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Forever Dog and Moguls of Media, aka Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball, music, editing, and sound design by William Pitt.
Executive produced by Willem Belli, Alaska Thunderfuck, Joe Cilio, Brett Boehm, and Alex Ramsey.
Our artwork was drawn by Christian Cimarroni.
And our theme song was written by Mike Malarkey.